Alright guys, thank you for joining me. We're going to continue the Battle of Alalia. Unpause and see how this volley goes. So these skirmishers do not like losing so many. My guys are having trouble too, a little bit. Alright, so you can see there's some frustration going on here. Alright. So this could go either way. It's a very powerful melee unit, but he's vastly outnumbered. Basically, the Etruscans threw everything at my first landing party there. We're going to pay attention to this first part of the battle here, even if it goes poorly, which, frankly, it might. Yes, 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 yes. Throw. That cavalry charge is only on one unit. They're going to die. Sorry, guys. But right now, they can do some damage to those cavalry. Oh, yeah.
Flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Alright, so I just took out almost half of that cavalry unit. We're going to try and do it again.
Our men flee the field of battle.
No, they don't.
This is a shameful display. Back now! Forward! For glory!
Alright, so these Italian spearmen down here, the mob is definitely losing. It's mixed in with the Italian spearmen who are holding their own a little bit more against my Principes. But now, according to the game, they're losing decisively. Alright, looks like my men here have managed to finish off. Alright, that went well. Alright, I'm going to try and... scare those slingers off. Okay, the Italian spearmen are running. Didn't actually go as poorly as I thought. My general has survived, almost intact. Lost a few units of missile infantry. And they just gave me the victory. That's very interesting. Because that was the battle. I didn't have to use the army back here to win the victory. I just used those skirmishers to finish off the defending force. I'm going to go ahead and end the battle for Alalia, just to save a little bit of time and be able to do a few more things in this video. So we lost 837 men. It's a shame. But a small percentage compared to what they lost. So now, what remains, for those of you who may not have seen the previous video, there is a fleet with most of the Etruscans' remaining force. I just took the Etruscans' last city. They don't own territory anymore. You can see their ship sinking there. We're going to occupy Alalia. And the turn is now cycling. We'll We'll see if the Etruscans do anything. No, the Etruscans have come flying back with their small fleet. Their large fleet appears to still be hanging out elsewhere.
We have fine goods, and you doubtless have much that we would find desirable.
All right, the Venetians.
So, are we to have trade?
I love this guy's voice. He voices so many of the different characters in this, and it's such an overdone accent, but it's funny. So they want a trade agreement, and for now, I'm not necessarily eager to charge up into that area just yet. So a trade agreement with them for the next couple of years could be a good thing. Game years, that is. All right, we've completed some research on tax labor.
Your orders? Yes. Returning to shore.
So our army did take a really big hit, and that's unfortunate.
Fleet reporting.
Let me give this guy an upgrade. This is our fleet leader. Give him a strategist upgrade, and also I can add something to his household. Let's give them a morale boost. Why not? A signifer.
Commander.
And technology-wise, we're going to go ahead and upgrade the next technology in the construction tree, which, let's do concrete. That'll give us the ability to build some new entertainment-style buildings. So what are you guys doing? So they look like they're going to try and attack Neapolis, which is adorable. I'm going to go ahead and move this army into position. I changed my mind, just because I would hate to lose Neapolis and then have to fight to get it back. So I'd rather be protecting them. I'm not going to play games with the lives of my citizens. What else can we do? We can actually do a good bit. Alalia, they have an auditorium here, and looks like a shipwright as well, which helps us build navy ships. I'm not convinced that's what I want Alalia to be, though. Huh, why not? Let's go with it for now. The Lothri as well can be upgraded. We'll upgrade their farmland so they're producing more money and more food, which is good. And this champion, I want to have doing military training with this other army. So simply by his presence in this army, he won't fight with us, but because he's a pansy, but he will actually help these units gain experience over time, even if they're not involved in any battles, which is good, which is very good. So yeah, I am frustrated that so much damage was done to Legia when Italica. I'm glad the general didn't die. That could have happened. It just so happened the ships that were being bombarded, being rammed in that last battle that caught me so off guard, because I don't normally do naval battles when I'm playing my own Rome campaigns, were near some of the lesser units, but that was, unfortunately, 2 of my cavalry and some of my skirmishers as well, which is sad. Not sure what I want to do with this army that's hanging out here. We could go ahead and attack these guys. Yeah, let's do that. Basically just scares them off, and they're no longer in range. So I'm going to go ahead and put my army back on land and end the turn. And they came right back. But they're losing men. Notice that red skull. They're sailing in the high seas. There's rough seas in this area right here when they get out a little further. And it's just, they're not looking good at all. Alright, these guys are now raiding, which means their presence is taking money from me. I don't like that, so I'm going to attack. Now this is just going to be a test. No, I don't want to risk losing my ships in a naval battle. This is an army after all, not a navy. I was just going to get them to back off a little bit there, which I did. What else can we do this turn? One of my strategies right now is we're continuing to just kind of build up the core. Again, eventually this little peninsula will be the core of the Roman Empire, so I want it to be strong. I want it to be in good shape. Ariminum, let's upgrade to a farming settlement so we can get extra money from having the farms that it does. It's always good. And down here, let's leave that alone until we can have more choices. Looks like there might be a conflict between the Greeks and the Epirus peoples going on over here in the Mare Ionium Sea. But Greece still holds Larissa firmly. Sparta still is held by Sparta, or the assassins, depending on how you want to interpret that symbol. Let's end the turn and see what happens next. Of course, these are simulated computer opponents, but okay, Syracuse is now. That's cute. No, they want a non-aggression pact that I paid them 100 of my gold to enter into. As I was saying, I actually completely forgot what I was saying. That pact completely distracted me. Ludi Romani. Ooh, good. Additional Latin cultural influence. That's handy. That'll help convert this area down here. Latin culture is on the rise and Hellenic culture is on the decline because we built this. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and upgrade it to... What can we do? Let's upgrade to a Shrine of Jupiter, just to really drive the point home that Rome has arrived, that Latin culture has arrived in the Magna Graecia province. It'll help convert them to be Hellenic, which helps in a number of ways. Let's see if I can show you some details here. Okay, it's not showing the benefits, unfortunately, of that change. These guys are still raiding. Both their armies are actually raiding.
We hunger for battle. To battle!
Push them off again.
All hands to the oars.
Get them to stop raiding. Basically, I'm trying to provoke them into doing something different.
Yes.
We'll give it one more turn and then we'll go after them a little bit more directly.
Victory for Rome!
Okay,
All hands to the oars.
give them a little push.
Going ashore.
This is a little bonus that my general can now use, but I like what he's already got, so we're going to save that one. Nice. The general that's currently waiting in Neapolis for any attack that might happen just gained the trait Respectful. It's a small detail. All right. Oh. Yes, my agent leveled up here. We're going to give him additional, let's say, zeal, because that'll help that entire army move farther. And it looks like I have a household bonus. He can have a witch in his household. I guess he'll marry a witch, and that will give him additional cunning, which will be good. So I'm going to go and end this episode here because we're closing in on the 15-minute mark, and we'll continue to see in the next one what is going to go down with these remaining Etruscans. This right here is all that's left of the Etruscan League, and we're about to wipe them off the map, and we can consider moving on, perhaps taking on Syracuse, and fully controlling the Italian peninsula, with the exception of the upper area that's a part of modern Italy today. And of course, we will, by that point, when we conquer Syracuse, we will have completed our first mission for the Senate. So I hope you guys will join me. See you next time.